Hello and welcome to another edition of Connected. Coming up on the show this week, we have Ben Cox, General Manager of Fundraising for the Cerebral Palsy League, Jamie Cooper, a travel counsellor, who will be giving you tips and see what to look out for on your next travel plan. Paul Pasali, the Mayor of Ipswich City, will be joining us, and we'll be taking a roundup of the shows with local Brisbane band Smoking Martha. But first, let's check out what's happening in town.
More than 1,500 students from across Queensland showcased their talent by starring in the professionally produced show Creative Generation. It's on at the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre in Southbank on the 19th and 20th of July, and this will be the 9th year the program has been staged. American musician Pink is coming to Brisbane as part of her Truth About Love tour, with 8 dates set to take place from July 19 at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. She's already managed to sell out a number of her shows in just a matter of minutes, so you might find getting tickets just a little hard to do. One of Britain's most dynamic and celebrated live bands, the Stereophonics, returned to Brisbane at the Hi-Fi Bar. That's July 19. The band have had 5 consecutive #1 albums in the UK, with their latest album, Graffiti on the Train, being critically acclaimed. Spend an evening with Seinfeld's George Costanza, aka Jason Alexander, at the QPAC Concert Hall on July 18. Jason has a lengthy career on stage and screen. He has 7 Emmy nominations, 4 Golden Globe nominations and a Tony Award to his name. And Australian music icon Renee Geyer will be performing at the QPAC Concert Hall, that's July 20, alongside an 18-piece swing band. Renee celebrates her 40th year in the music industry by releasing her studio album entitled Swing. Don't forget to stay connected through our website and Facebook page for more events.
Well, my first guest this week is from the Cerebral Palsy League, which is a non-profit organisation that provides vital support to more than 5,000 children and adults with cerebral palsy and physical disabilities. Ben Cox, who joins us in the studio today, is the General Manager of Fundraising for the Cerebral Palsy League, and we'll be discussing the Picnic in the Park event being held by the League. Ben, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is a big event, isn't it, for this month, and of course on the calendar for you for a fundraiser.
Absolutely. It's the Cerebral Palsy League's signature event each year, and we expect in excess of 8,000 people attending the events, maybe even up to 10,000 people.
Fantastic. Now, you have that over in the parklands in the city?
We do. Roma Street Parklands plays host to our Picnic in the Park. It's an absolutely fantastic venue, and really important to us is that it's a all-inclusive venue. People with a physical disability can easily access the event and join and have lots of fun with general members of the public as well.
Sure. I guess disabilities has been on the radar now for the wider community through the National Disability Insurance Scheme, and we won't get political around that one because that's a whole other hot potato.
Absolutely.
But I guess in terms though for an event like this, do you think that that often does help people realise, well hang on, we do need to support those with disability?
Absolutely, I think it does. Picnic in the Park is an event that brings the community together. It brings people from Ipswich, from Toowoomba, from the greater Brisbane area, Logan, even people from across the state come. And it's not just people with a disability, it's everyday Joe public. People who just want to bring their kids and experience Dora the Explorer or have some fun with the rides. And it really gives them an opportunity to meet their fellow members of the community, people who contribute just like them, who are really no different.
And it is a great opportunity, as you say. I mean, people can come just for the entertainment, but the opportunity to see what people with a disability, when you major on their ability, is quite phenomenal.
Absolutely, and one of the things that we really pride ourselves on at that event is helping people get involved with our clients. We have theatre programs, roving performers, and lo and behold, they're all people with a physical disability. And they're great achievers. We even have members of our organisation who have gone on to become QCs or barristers, assistant commissioners of the tax office, accountants, celebrity chefs, actors, and so much more. And it's a great opportunity for the public to meet these people, to have some fun with those people, and really enjoy the day.
That's great. And in terms of this event, we've talked about it being a real flagship event for you, but financially, what does it mean for you as an organisation?
Look, it's an absolutely critical event for our organisation. At the Cerebral Palsy League, we pride ourselves on being able to raise funds to really help people with physical disabilities achieve life milestones, things that we often take for granted, like walking or talking, kicking a footy for the first time. And this event raises much needed funds for us to assist people with cerebral palsy achieving their milestones.
So now it's Roma Street Parklands. It's on June 28.
That's right, Roma Street Parklands, Sunday, June...
July 28.
July, sorry, yes. Sunday, July 28. And come along, catch a bus, come and park, see Dora the Explorer, have some rides, eat food from around the world. We've got over 10 food vendors coming along as well.
Great,
So,
okay.
yeah.
And it's always, as you say, a packed day, but a wonderful day and a great time of year to be out and about and enjoy our great outdoors.
Absolutely. Beautiful location, great food, great live entertainment. What more could you ask for on a beautiful Brisbane day?
Now, details are up on your website as well?
Absolutely. If you go to cplqld.org.au, you'll find all our details under our events section. And you can even get some updates on Dora the Explorer, when she'll be performing, and times and other entertainment as well.
Hugely popular, so I'm sure you'll get a big crowd just for that alone. But look, we certainly hope that it all goes extremely well for you, Ben. And thanks for taking time to come and tell us about it.
You're more than welcome. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much, Ben. Ben Cox from the Cerebral Palsy League, having a chat to us about the Picnic in the Park event. If you'd like to find out more information about the event or Cerebral Palsy League itself, make sure you get onto their website, cpl.org.au. All the information is there. Get along and support that event. Well, coming up after the break, we'll be talking to Jamie Cooper, Travel Counsellor. A little bit later on, catching up with Mayor of Ipswich, Paul Pasali. Right after this, stay tuned. You're on Connected. You are back on Connected. Joining me now is Jamie Cooper, who's a travel counsellor helping homes and businesses with ideas for holiday destinations and travel plans. Jamie is a well-travelled man, having visited over 28 countries across the globe, from the UK across Europe to the USA, Asia, Australia and many others. Welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Well, certainly with all of that, I'm not surprised that you're in the travel business because you... Did that actually give you the travel bug?
Yeah, it's come through. I studied travel, and obviously being in the industry, you travel a lot.
Sure.
And it just blows out from there. So.
Now, the terminology, as I said in the introduction, as a travel counsellor rather than a travel agent, is that deliberate?
It is. It's because we like to guide and be personal, friendly. Most of our clients we treat as a friend, not as a client. We're not just there to book your holiday. We're there to make sure you enjoy it too.
And so is that something you're finding the public really taking to and enjoying?
Yeah, they are. And once they're learning that the service is out there, they're actually now searching us out, and that's just the peace of mind that they've got, that we're there for them. And we've been to a lot of these places, but if we haven't, we can find someone through our worldwide network.
And is that really sort of a part of the whole network that you're part of, that would be typical that any owner has had that travel background experience?
Yes. Everyone in our company, I suppose, has been in that role. We've got the average of 25 years experience over the group, and there's about 1,500 of us worldwide now, so it's growing massively.
Fantastic. So now you do also, as I said in the introduction, get to homes and businesses, but rather than them having to come to you, you're actually able to get out and visit them at a time that's convenient.
Yeah, we're mobile. We don't have borders. We don't have territories. So, I mean, whether it's coming to your home, your business, or talking to you via Skype, we do it all. And a lot of the time it's after hours. We're 24/7. We're always your point of contact.
So that phone can ring early hours of the morning if someone does happen to have a problem
And
somewhere.
it sure does.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Because I guess things do go wrong on trips in terms of bookings and things that have a bit of a hiccup, but that's the safety for a person travelling who knows that you're there at the end of the phone.
They have us as the point of call of what do I do, where do I go, who do I call. In a point of emergency, you don't necessarily know you need to ring that insurer, that emergency number. You can call us and we can do that for you.
And that must be quite a big peace of mind when you're out of your own country and you just don't know who else to call, but you're there.
Oh, it is. And it's even when we travel, knowing that we've got our friends that we can call on, because when you're in that position, you're not necessarily of the state of mind to handle it.
So now, in terms of what you're seeing for travel trends, where are we all heading off to?
The States tends to be massive at the moment. The dollar's helping us big time. And it's just such a big country. People are learning more and more. New routes are opening up with airlines. Apart from that, the Dubai region is going to grow with the Qantas Emirates deal coming onto line. But New Zealand, closer to home, is always a boom. They've got big promotions out there. Ski season started this week. The snow's falling, so it's going to be huge again.
So New Zealand is a real Hotspot, but cold.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
And in terms of the domestic market, what are you finding are the sort of the places that people want to get to here?
Tasmania seems to be building again. Had a lot of call for Tasmania recently. North Queensland's always there. It's been off the boil for a while, but people are starting to realise what's up there again. And it's a watch this space for that big time.
I guess that's really important too after the floods and the cyclones right across Queensland tourism. Do you think that Queensland has really made its impact on saying, you know, we're open for business?
I think so, and Tourism Queensland put some really good advertising out there with the whole Australia Day too. We're starting to see the feed on from that now. It takes time for anything like that to come back.
Sure.
People get scared when there's an event, but it's you pick yourself off the ground and go.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. A great concept,
Thank
and certainly obviously going well for you, which is fantastic. So if people want to find out more, how do they do that?
Best thing is just to jump on our website or even just pick up the phone. We are in the phone book as well. When we're there 24/7.
Okay, so any travel needs, you can help them. A fascinating concept of moving away from the agent to the counsellor. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Jay.
very much.
Appreciate you coming in. That was Jamie Cooper telling us the latest on travels and holidays. If you'd like to find out more, visit travelcounsellors.com.au and /Jamie.Cooper. Well, joining me now is a very special guest. He's the Mayor of Ipswich City, Paul Pasali. Councillor Pasali was elected to council in March 1991. Deputy Mayor from April 2000, has been Mayor of the City since March 2004. He's currently serving his third term. Councillor Pasali is the Chair of the National Growth Area Alliance, which advocates for the needs of communities in fast-growing outer suburbs. Welcome, Paul.
Oh, it's great to be here, Ash.
Wonderful to have you back on the show, and certainly you're a great advocate for the city. I wanted to kind of just step back away from that role of Mayor in that sense, although I think it's so intertwined with you, I'm not sure we can do that. But what is it that really motivates you, and why are you so passionate about Ipswich?
Look, I just love, you know, when I was a kid growing up, I loved the city, and then as I got involved in business, you know, it frustrated me, all the rumours about Ipswich and how people were knocking our city, and other people and Australians were knocking other cities. And I thought, no matter where you live in Australia, it's your home. People shouldn't knock that. And my own daughter said she couldn't wait to get out of Ipswich. It was a hole. And you know, I had a bit of an argument with her. I wanted to give her a backhand, and you're not allowed to do that. So I said, why? And she just said, Dad, there's no jobs, no education. And that was the key for me. And everybody said, well, go in and do something about it. And now we've got 2 universities, and the University of Southern Queensland doing a fantastic job. And my daughter did a degree here. So, you know, things are happening. And now people don't believe that our population, 65% of the population of Ipswich is under 40.
And of course, talking about that number, 180,000, as I understand it, currently,
Yep.
and it's growing at a rapid rate. From a council perspective, that must put a huge responsibility on you to keep ahead of that growth.
It is, especially when councils only collect 4% of the funding, the state government 16%, and federal government's, you know, 80% of the funding. You know, growth is important. You know, like it took 150 years to get to 150,000. In the next 15, we double. So what took 150 years will take 15. What that means, all of us, all levels of government have got to be responsible. And that's why, you know, Ipswich is happy to be a growth area, put our hand up for it, but we want the support. Because what happens during federal budgets, guess what? They look at marginal seats and not growth areas. This September, we wanted to look at growth areas.
And is that part of this whole national alliance that you're part of, is to really drive that agenda?
Yeah, the National Growth Areas Alliance is about, you know, the voices of the other suburbs, the people out there that are experiencing the social, the community, the infrastructure, public transport, all those issues, because governments are not investing in growth. They're not keeping up with it because they're always worrying about getting re-elected. Well, I can tell you the voices of Australia are going to speak out. You go onto our website and help us fight for a fair deal for all Australians, and that's why I put my hand up. You know, it's just a glutton for punishment.
Yes, but more than that though, Paul, you really are passionate about these issues.
Oh, look, I am, and you know, I see us doing sister cities with you know, countries overseas and cities overseas, and yet I'm trying to advocate that we have you know, partners for Queensland, partners for Australia. You know, I've been to Armidale, I'm heading to Lake Macquarie. I love to, you know, to help people because it's important as Australians we make our country strong, and it's a wonderful country.
It is. Stay with me. We're taking a break, and after that we'll have a little bit more of a discussion with you. This is Connected, and my guest in the studio is Paul Pasali, Mayor of Ipswich City. Paul, as we came into the break, we were talking about the Growth Alliance and the need for that particular sort of, I guess, a collective of people to really get behind you and to support you and the other members to really take a look at what's going on in politics and get money into these regions that need some serious funding.
Yeah, because we've got 25 councils part of it, and that's millions of people, and that's so important to make sure ordinary Australians get a voice.
And do you think that really is the heart and soul of all this, though, Paul, that ordinary Australians are saying enough is enough, and that they are looking for this voice and to get Australian product, Australian jobs, and to actually be recognised?
It's about politicians understanding what they get elected to do. We hear that we're going to hear all these policies and things that happen up until to September. The person that gets elected will get elected, and guess what they're going to say afterwards? Oh, we don't have any money to do this. We don't have. Well, I'm sick of it, and so are Australians. What we want this election to be about: show us the money. Show us exactly what you're going to do at the end of September. We want to know how it's going to affect our quality of life and how we're going to get this country back to being the #1 country. And so I can enjoy quality of life. So I can, go to Brisbane without having to worry about the Clem 7, the Clem 8, the Clem 9 tunnel, all the other pieces of infrastructure. It's about sharing the load in Australia. And places like Ipswich is prepared to share the load, and so are many cities around Australia.
And certainly, as we indicated before, the growth in the city is putting that pressure on, and you need that funding. Are they listening in terms of places like Ipswich to recognise that we need that money now?
They are listening, but they're not listening. What they're doing is giving us the money, but it's catch-up money. What they've got to do is put us ahead of the pack. The growth is happening faster than the funding. And you look at a place like Australia with all its resources, we tend to give people handouts instead of hand-ups. And what we've really got to do is start focusing on a business plan for Australia, not a plan to get politicians elected. I say to people, if you want someone to bring down a budget to get re-elected, find another mayor. My job is to make sure the next generation have jobs and the capacity to bring up a family.
Now, just recently, Bunnings have announced their launch in Ipswich City. Huge confidence. I mean, you're getting a lot of vote of confidence, aren't you, from the commercial sector? Yeah,
what we do with these people, let them know that if they come to Ipswich, we're a business. We want to make sure that they grow, we grow, and what's happening with the pressure on families. People are going to places like Bunnings to learn how to do things themselves. But it's fantastic. It's great to see. I know some of my friends, they use it as a day out. So it's great.
Yes, and certainly areas like Springfield and coming into Ripley Valley. Ripley has been a fairly tough project, to say the least, with all the changes in government. That's underway?
Yeah, it is, and you look what's happening in Springfield, a master plan community that we've learned from great cities around the world. We've taken the best of everything and put it right here. But if you look at the railway station, and we welcome the railway station, but it can't stop here. This can't be the dead end. That railway station's got to go and connect around to the Ripley Valley, around to the aerospace industry, back to the CBD and back to our capital. Then we've got good public transport, not a road or a rail to nowhere.
Do you think they're listening to that argument?
Yeah, but what they keep saying, we don't have any money. But they always find money to find projects, in marginal seats rather than in growth areas. Enough of the marginal seats. Let's start looking at where we need the money. And the majority of Australians really appreciate good business, good leadership.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you joining us on the show.
It's a pleasure.
Well, thank you very much, Paul, for taking time out of your schedule to talk with us here on Connected. And we're coming up to the end of the show, and to take us out, we'll be joining Jackie, who earlier caught up with local band Smoking Martha.
Hey guys, welcome to Connected. I'm your host Jackie, and today I'm introducing to you Smoking Martha, the Brisbane and Gold Coast based rock and roll extravaganza. Alright, introducing Smoking Martha. And
hey, I'm Nick, I play guitar.
I'm Tasha, and I'm a singer.
Hey, I'm Pablo. I play drums and stuff.
Chris, I play bass. Aaron, guitar.
Right.
so how long have you guys been performing together in Smoking Martha?
About 8 months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. About
8
8 months now.
3 weeks.
So what's the origin story behind how the band came together?
Alright, me and Tash, with
with my great English. We started the band with, we were just playing acoustic stuff together, and it was starting to sound really good. And we did a couple of acoustic shows, and then, I don't know, we like rock, we like loud music, so we thought, let's get some more people to make it loud, because acoustics, it's good for a little bit, but we like loud. So
Yeah.
we did that, so, you know, we went through, I tried to find a couple of guys I knew, and sort of you had a couple of guys, you know, worked out for a little while, but they were, you know, just
Didn't work.
Gold Coast, so it sort of was, you know, everyone's real busy. And then we just, I knew Pabs for 10 years from back in the day at the Trocadero, and when he was playing in Motormoth, I thought I'd hit him up, and he was keen, and then Chris was through the magic of the newspaper or the internet,
Yeah, I
as
used to
people
write
call it these
Brisbane. I moved
days.
here from Melbourne, and these guys had put an ad in the paper and looking for a bass player, and I said, "Whoa, that looks a bit like me." So I gave him a call.
The first time he walked in, he played, it was perfect, so it just worked. And
I was wearing my
as-
Elvis
again,
one-piece jumpsuit at the time, so
kind-
there's no
And
wonder
that sold it.
That's
Elvis
sold.
jumpsuit once.
That's it.
all you have to do, if
That's
you ever
good.
go for an audition, Elvis
Elvis.
jumpsuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will
With
win.
Katy
Full
Perry.
removal
Yeah.
stand in.
Yeah, you will win.
So how would you guys describe your music?
What do we sound like? We're a rock and roll band, and we rock out. We're real musos. We
With rock.
Yeah, we just like to. It all happens on the night. You have to sort of get there to sort of see it, to understand it. It's just one of those in the flesh things, I suppose.
So it's a fleshy sort of rock movement.
Yeah.
Guys, how it going?
Totally
We play
flash.
fleshy rock. Fleshy.
This is a new
Yeah.
subgenre.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a new thing.
Everybody else makes them up, so
Yeah.
that's our.
Yeah,
that's
we play
our,
flash rock.
That's our gig.
And in New Zealand we play flash rock. If that is a thing.
It could
Pretty
be.
sure it is.
So what direction are you guys taking with the E EP?
Okay, so we're actually locked in 2 weeks' time to record, so we're kind of excited about that. But we're going to Airlock Studios, and with Ian Pogue from Powderfinger. So it'll be, he's already started kind of working on our stuff, and I guess, you know, giving us some little ideas here and there for the recording process, and just I guess it's all from there. We'll just kind of do a bit of experimentation when we're in the studio.
And does the EP have a title yet?
Well, we actually don't even know what songs we're going to record yet.
Oh, okay.
We've got
We have
lots
a
of
lot, yeah.
songs, and
It's gonna be hard.
we've got a
So
lot.
what are some of the highlights with your, I don't know, career or as a band so far?
Yeah, look, we've just been lucky. We don't go out and look for shows. We just, people, they come and see us and then they throw shows at us, and we're pretty lucky. You know, we scored a support with Everclear, and that was just through basically fan support.
I think the 5th show we ever played was Melbourne.
Yeah.
We started touring as soon as we joined, basically as soon as we were ready to play.
Played at Cherry Bar.
We did the Cherry Bar, that was like
Yeah.
our 5th show.
And in the first,
That was
and when we started, we've all played in established bands before.
Yeah.
When we started
Yeah.
as this
Except for
unit.
me.
Oh, you were in Smoking Martha version 1.
Yeah.
The karaoke.
Kind
The
of.
karaoke version.
Karaoke version.
It's going to be
$200,000
on Guitar Hero soon.
at karaoke, so that's alright.
But yeah, I mean, we couldn't get a show. We were playing Tuesday nights at Rick's Bar to Tasha's parents,
Yeah.
and
So then
But
we
I was
went,
supporting
let's
Rita
go
and
to
John.
Melbourne.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then we got 4 shows in Melbourne.
and then
nights.
people realised we
nights.
could we could play.
Yeah, no, but we hope there's lots of exciting things coming up. Obviously, the recording is the, I guess, main thing that we're focused on because it's in 2 weeks' time, and obviously we want to get something out. We've got a lot of songs, and you know, we really want to get them out to our fans because we've already had so many people asking us for music, and we're just like, we can only give them at this stage a demo, and we want to give them more. So that's really exciting. So we're hoping to release it obviously
get the
by
bubble.
August, September, and then we'll do another huge tour on the back of it. So we'll head to Sydney, Melbourne, North Coast. We'll do pretty much
Cairns, Townsville.
everywhere that we can do, and just
I
keep
think we've got a
going.
couple of shows lined up in Hay.
Yeah, that place is nice.
And that was Brisbane and Gold Coast bass band Smoking Martha. If you'd like to find out more about them, events and gigs, click on to their Facebook page. Well, that's all we have time for on the show this week. A big thanks to all of our guests, Ben Cox, Jamie Cooper, Paul Pasali and Smoking Martha. Don't forget, if you'd like to know more about the show, segments and guests on each week, click on to connecttv.com.au. So until next week, same time, right here on Channel 31, stay connected.